Yes, hello everyone. This is Mallikarjun of Triple Department. In this video, we will know about the difference between failures, outages, and interruptions. Failures, outages, and interruptions, which will have a major impact on the working system. Which will have a major impact on the working system. Either system may be a transmission or distribution. Either it may be a transmission system or distribution system. So already we have explained about the two contents what is present in this particular topic, that is outages and interruptions, in depth explanation in the videos what we have done previously. So in this just we are going to discuss about the difference between failures, outages and interruptions in a brief manner. Now let us move into our first part, which is nothing but what? Failure. That is nothing but what? Failures. That is nothing but what? Failures. So failure is nothing but it is defined as a device or system. It is defined as a device or system which does not operate as intended. It is defined as a device or system which does not operate as intended. So what is the meaning of this sentence is nothing but, suppose, let me take an example for explaining this concept. Let me take an ammeter. And let the range of that ammeter is nothing but it is 0 to 6 amps. That is the maximum value that can read by that particular instrument is how much? 6 amps. Now by using that ammeter, I want to read the value as 2 amps. I want to make the instrument to measure the reading as what? 2 amps. When I am measuring, when I am conducting an experiment by using that meter in order to measure 2 amps of current, due to the effect of what is happened in that particular experiment, the equipment what I have connected has been damaged. The equipment what I have connected in that measuring device has been damaged. That is due to the effect called failure. So failure is the main cause which will present in the system due to fault. Which is present in a system due to fault, and it is defined as what? It is defined as a device or system. It is defined as device or system which does not operate as intended, and due to the effect of this failure in the system, it will lead to different situations. That is different consequences. In that, the first consequence is failure of protection to clear the fault is the first consequence. That is, in order to clear the effect of fault in a particular system, you will have different protection devices like relays, circuit breakers, or digital fault recorders, or different protection devices. Fine. So if there is due to the presence of failure in that particular system, there may be a chance of failure of protection devices which are used to clear the fault in that particular system. And the next consequence is failure of transformers. What is the next consequence? Failure of transformers. So transformers which are connected in a particular system may also be damaged or failed due to the presence of this failure, which is due to what? Which is due to fault, and there will be a chance of failure of public supply. So the supply which is given to the customers or end users or for the different utility services may also be interrupted due to the effect called what? Due to the effect or factor called failure. So these are the different consequences or effects what we are going to have in a system due to the presence of failure. Now we will move to the next content, that is nothing but what? Outages. As we know that outage is nothing but it is generally considered as a power loss or power failure. Outage is generally considered as what? It is generally considered as a power loss or power failure outage. Now we will have a definition for outage. Then we will go with the different types of outages and also other things which are present in this particular topic. It is defined as the removal of primary component from the system. Removal of primary component from the system. Removal of primary component from the system is nothing but I will take an example. Let me take a transmission system. Let me take a transmission system which consists of two ends, that is nothing but sending end and also what? Receiving end. Sending end and receiving end. Some generators and transformers are connected at the sending end, and at the receiving end you are going to connect the loads. And at the receiving end you are going to connect what? Loads. So what happens due to the effect of outage, that is nothing but power outage is nothing but what? It is defined as the removal of primary components from the system. So what are considered as the primary components in the example what I have given? The primary components in the example what I have given are considered as what? Generators and also transformers. Generators and transformers, that is there will be a power failure for a generating station or else there will be a power failure for a transformer. There will be a power failure for a transformer. So how the outage is defined as? It is defined as the removal of primary component from the system. It is defined as removal of primary component from system. It is defined as what? Defined as removal of primary component from the system. So for this I have taken an example in the form of what? Transmission system. What is the example I have considered? I have considered as transmission system where it consists of what? Two ends. One end is nothing but what? Sending end, and what is the other end? Receiving end. So with respect to the definition of outage, it is defined as what? Removal of primary components from the system. Primary components are nothing but what? The equipments which are connected in the sending end, like generators and equipments like transformers. That is, there may be a chance of power failure in case of a generating station, or there may be a chance of having a power failure in case of transformers which are connected on the sending end. So this is called as what? This is called as outage. This is called as what? Outage. And the next point with respect to outage is, it is classified into two types. That is forced outages and scheduled outages. So what are the types of outages we have? Two types. What is the first one? Forced outages, and what is the second one? Scheduled outages. So classified into how many types? These are classified into two types. They are what is the first one? First one is forced outages. First one is what? Forced outages, and the second one is scheduled outages. First one is forced outages, and what is the second one? Scheduled outages. What is the first one? Forced outages, and what is the second one? Scheduled outages. Forced outages in a system will be mainly due to the failures. So forced outages will occur in a system mainly due to what? These are mainly occur in a system due to the failures. Forced outages are mainly due to the failures, and scheduled outages are mainly due to the operator intervention. Mainly due to what? Due to operator intervention. So due to the manual operation of equipment which is connected in a system, which are connected in a system will lead to the scheduled outages, and due to the failures which are happened in a system, it leads to what? It leads to the forced outages. It leads to what? Forced outages. So this is regarding the concept called what? Outages. This is regarding the concept called what? Outages. Now we will move on to the next topic. What is that? That is nothing but what? Interruptions. What is our next topic? Interruptions. Next topic is nothing but what? Interruptions. So as we have described in an explanatory manner regarding interruptions in the previous videos. So interruption is nothing but what? It is defined as a decrease in voltage level. It is defined as a decrease in voltage magnitude to a level of 0. What is the definition for interruption? It is defined as decrease in voltage magnitude or amplitude to a level of 0. So I will take the explanation example for this interruption with the help of a waveform to explain this content. Let me say that there is a pure sinusoidal waveform which consists of 3 cycles. This is a pure sine wave. It consists of 3 cycles. Let me say that the magnitude of this particular pure sine wave on the positive peak will be plus V, and on the negative side let it be minus V. And the magnitudes of all the other 2 cycles also maintained as same, that is plus V on positive half cycle and minus V on negative half cycle. And this is the waveform which is plotted with respect to 2 parameters, that is voltage and time. So I have taken a waveform which is pure sinusoidal and which consists of 3 cycles with the magnitudes of plus V on positive half cycle and minus V on negative half cycle. So what is the definition of interruption now? It is defined as decrease in voltage magnitude to a level of 0. That is, whenever there is a presence of interruption in a particular system, whenever there is a presence of interruption in a particular system, the magnitude level of the voltage will completely reduce to a level of 0. The magnitude level of voltage will be reduced to a level of 0. So let me say that suppose there is a presence of interruption after the completion of first cycle, that is at this point. So what happens due to the presence of interruption at this point? The magnitude level of voltage will become 0. The magnitude level of voltage will become 0. And let me say that the interruption is only for one cycle. Then after, due to the presence of protection equipment, again the waveform will be normal. So this period where the voltage becomes to a level of 0 is considered as what? It is considered as an interruption period. And due to what function it has become, the voltage level has been become to 0 due to the presence of interruption in a system. So it is defined as a decrease in voltage magnitude to a level of what? Voltage magnitude to a level of 0. So in the second cycle, the voltage magnitude has been completely reduced to 0 due to the presence of interruption in a system. Now we will discuss about classification of interruptions. What is our next point regarding classification of interruptions? So interruptions has been classified into 2 types. Interruption has been classified into 2 types based upon the duration. Interruption has been classified into 2 types based upon what? Classified into 2 types based upon duration. Classified into 2 types based upon the duration. And the first type is called as short duration interruption. Short interruptions. First interruption is called as what? Short interruption. And the second interruption is called as a long interruptions. First interruption is called as what? Short interruption. And second interruption is called as what? Long interruptions. And the second interruption is called as what? Long interruption. How the interruptions has been classified? Based upon the time of duration. You see here the interruption in the given example in the form of a wave is considered only for a one cycle. Then after the completion of effect of this particular interruption, again the waveform will have the same magnitude levels as that of the first cycle. So the duration of this particular interruption is completely less, and it will be from fuse up to 1 minute. if there is a presence of interruption, if there is a presence of interruption from few seconds to 1 minute of duration, if there is a presence of interruption from few seconds to 1 minute of duration, then such type of interruptions are called as short duration interruptions. If there is a presence of interruption in a system, if there is a presence of interruption in a system from few seconds to 1 minute of duration, how many seconds? Few seconds to 1 minute of duration are considered as what? Are considered as short duration interruptions. Are considered as what? Short duration interruptions. Coming to the next type, that is long duration interruptions. So such type of interruptions are also called as what? Sustained type interruptions. Such type of interruptions are also called as what? Sustained type interruptions, because long duration type interruptions are completely permanent in nature. Long duration type interruptions are completely permanent in nature. So how the effect of this long duration interruptions will be in this particular waveform? That is the effect of long duration interruption will be like this. So what will be the time duration for long duration interruption? It will be defined as a decrease in voltage magnitude to a level of 0. It is defined as decrease in voltage magnitude to a level of 0 for a duration more than 1 minute. For a duration greater than 1 minute, that is, if the interruption continues even after the duration of 1 minute, then such type of interruptions are called as what? Sustained interruptions or long duration interruptions. Sustained interruptions are long duration interruptions. So what is the time duration of a short duration interruption? It is different what? Time duration is few seconds to 1 minute. If it is less than 1 minute, they are considered as what? Short interruptions. If the interruptions continues even after that particular 1 minute, then such type of interruptions are called as sustained interruptions or long duration interruptions. Sustained interruptions or long duration interruptions. And whenever there is a presence of long duration interruptions, it can be restored by using manually. Long duration interruptions can be restored by using only a single procedure, that is what? Manual intervention. So we can't, there is no automatic restoring of an interruptions which is occurred due to the fault in a system. So manual operation should be done in order to reduce the effect of long duration interruptions in a system due to the fault. So these are the different points regarding what? Difference between failures, outages and interruptions. Failures, outages and what? Interruptions. Yes. Now we will move to the next content, that is nothing but difference between medium and low voltage systems. Difference between what? Difference between medium and low voltage system. So this medium level, high level of voltage, extra high level of voltage is classified for the purpose of power transmission and distribution. So classification of voltage levels has been done for the purpose of what? For the purpose of power transmission and power distribution systems. For the purpose of transmission of power and also the distribution of power. So what is our next topic? Our next topic is what? Difference between low and medium voltage systems. Low and medium voltage systems. Low and medium voltage system. Difference between low and medium voltage systems. Difference between low and medium voltage systems. So what is the main purpose of classification of voltage levels here? Either it may be low voltage or medium voltage or high voltage. The classification has done mainly for the purpose of power transmission and distribution. What is the need of having a classification of voltage levels? It is done mainly for the purpose of power transmission and distribution. For the purpose of power transmission and distribution. For the purpose of power transmission and distribution. for the purpose of what? Power transmission and distribution. And the voltage levels are classified as I am giving the classification of voltage level, that is up to certain point of voltage it is considered as low voltage. I am giving the range of voltage now. Up to what level of voltage is considered as low, up to what point it is considered as medium, up to what point it is considered as what? High voltage. Now coming to the voltage levels, coming to the first classification, that is up to 1000 volts. Up to 1000 volts it is considered as low voltage. Up to 1000 volts range it is considered as what? Low voltage. From 1000 volts to 35 kV. From 1000 volts to 35 kV it is considered as what? Medium voltage. What is the range of low voltage? Up to 1000 volts. What is the range of medium voltage? Up to 35 kV. Coming to the high voltage, it is up to 230 kV. Up to 230 kV is considered as what? Is considered as high voltage. Above 230 kV, above 230 kV is considered as extra high voltage, that is EHV. That is up to 1000 volts it is considered as low voltage range. Up to 35 kilovolts it is medium voltage. Up to 230 kilovolts it is what? High voltage. Above 230 kilovolts is considered as what? Extra high voltage. And in recent advancements, voltages above 800 kV. Voltages above 800 kilovolts. 800 kilovolts are considered as UHV, ultra high voltage transmission. So this is the difference between the low voltage and medium voltage systems. Basically, the classification for voltage levels has been done for the purpose of what? For the purpose of power transmission and distribution in a system. Power transmission and for the power distribution system, and how the voltage levels has been classified: low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, extra high voltage, and also what? UHV, that is ultra high voltage. What is the range of low voltage? Up to 1000 volts. What is the range of medium voltage? Up to 35 kilovolts. What is the range of high voltage? Up to 230 kilovolts. What is the range of EHV? Above 230 kilovolts. And in recent advancement, what is happening in our power transmission or power distribution systems? Voltages above 800 kV are considered as what? It is considered as ultra high voltage systems. Those are considered as what? Ultra high voltage systems. So this is the difference between different voltage systems which is present.